Good evening, this is Gabriel Jack, and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day, number 98, part 3, Mitzvah Day keeps us on its way. And we're continuing this wonderful mitzvah, the obligation to arrange the lamps of the Menorah in the temple. And this mitzvah is specifically for the Kohanim. As we'll see, really all 613 mitzvahs are collective mitzvahs. They're not just for one person, because unless you're, as Rabbi Becher says, a male, a female, a Cohen, a Levi, living in Israel, right? Then you'd be obligated to all the mitzvahs, but otherwise there's certain mitzvahs for Kohanim, certain mitzvahs for Leviim, certain mitzvahs for men, women, certain mitzvahs we really don't want to do unless we have to, like the mitzvah of get, divorce. So they're collective 613 mitzvahs, meaning they're not as intimidating as they might seem. Plus, as we mentioned, unfortunately we don't have a temple, so many more mitzvahs are not applicable. Like there's only about 77, we once did this, 77 positive mitzvahs, a little bit under 200 negative mitzvahs that are applicable now that we don't have a temple. Of course, we do want all those mitzvahs back and to be applicable. So here we go. Of course, there's also tons of rabbinic mitzvahs. So we're continuing with this beautiful, beautiful mitzvah. The Chinuch now discusses some details of the mitzvah and how often it is performed. One component of the mitzvah of tending the lamps is the removal of residue from the previous lighting. This task of removing the residue from the menorah and tending its lamps, i.e. preparing them with wicks and oil and actually kindling them, is a mitzvah obligation that is to be performed each day in both the morning and in the afternoon. The Chinuch proceeds to describe the process of preparing the lamps for kindling. The removal of the residue is done as follows. From every lamp that has become extinguished, the Kohen removes the wick as well as the oil remaining in the lamp. He then wipes the lamp clean and places in it another wick and other oil. He does this with each lamp that was extinguished, but as for any lamp that was not extinguished, he merely adjusts it by trimming the wick and adding oil. Chinuch now describes the actual kindling. If the middle lamp was extinguished, the Kohen rekindles it from the fire that is on the outer altar. The other lamps are kindled one directly from the other. That is, the Kohen extends the unlit wick from its receptacle, tilts it toward the flame of a burning lamp beside it until the flame catches onto it, and returns it to rest in its receptacle. The lighting is done in this manner because it is not in keeping with the honor of the mitzvah to kindle the lamps from another lamp that is not sacred. The Chinuch concludes these laws, as well as the additional details of the mitzvah are set forth in the 8th chapter of Tractate Menachos and in various places in Tractate Tamid. This preceding presentation, and indeed our reckoning of the entire process of the Menorah service as only one of the 613 mitzvahs, is the opinion of the Rambam, Maimonides of blessed memory, regarding this mitzvah. That is, that the mitzvah of tending the lamps is comprised not only of the preparation of the lamps for kindling, but also of their actual kindling, as we've explained. However, it is the opinion of many commentaries that the mitzvah of tending the lamps is comprised only of the removal of residue, the act of wiping the lamps clean, and the preparation of the new wicks and oil. And this is a mitzvah unto itself, not part of the mitzvah of kindling the lamps. Indeed, this seems to be correct, as emerges from study of the relevant Talmudic passage in chapter Hatacheles of Tractate Menachos. This mitzvah applies in the time of the temple to Kohanim, as we mentioned. Only Kohanim, priests. A Kohen who transgressed this mitzvah and did not arrange the lamps according to the guidelines of the mitzvah has violated a mitzvah obligation, and we've just concluded mitzvah number 98. Thanks for listening. Response feature mitzvah 36-100 of the gold. See you tomorrow.